I was wrong about Netflix's new Rambo and Reacher action movie replacement. After initially assuming that a new Netflix film could be Rambo and Jack Reacher's perfect movie replacement, I have come to realize that I was wrong. A few weeks ago, I came across a trailer for an upcoming Netflix movie which caught my attention because of how familiar it seemed. Once I was done watching the trailer, I was almost convinced that the Netflix film would riff on the tropes and storytelling devices that have made action franchises like Rambo and Jack Reacher successful. Since I have an undying appetite for shows and movies that revolve around overpowered protagonists like Jack Reacher and Rambo, who single-handedly take down formidable adversaries, I was excited by the prospect of a new entry into this brand of action movies. However, when I finally watched the Netflix action movie Rebel Ridge, I was surprised by how well it stood on its own despite adopting some familiar genre archetypes. While it does share some similarities with Jack Reacher and Rambo, my initial impression of it was undoubtedly flawed. Jeremy Saulnier drew inspiration from Rambo, but Rebel Ridge stands on its own. In an interview via Polygon, director Jeremy Saulnier opened up about what inspired him to write and helm Rebel Ridge. He revealed that he initially had Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name in mind when he initially started working on the film's script. Once he figured out he would be pitting Rebel Ridge's main character against a small town's law enforcement, he knew First Blood was the primary reference he could use to pitch his finished script. However, as Saulnier revealed, even though First Blood and Rebel Ridge's initial story setup is similar, the two films are not the same. After watching Rebel Ridge's trailer, I could not help but assume that it would be an over-the-top but fun action flick that features an all-out battle between the protagonist and the police. While Rebel Ridge's protagonist, Terry Richmond, has a military background like Rambo and even Jack Reacher, his reasons for fighting against law enforcement are unique. Instead of merely selling itself as an emulation of other action thrillers, Rebel Ridge unfolds its story as a socio-political drama that offers a lot more than beatdowns and gunfights. This allows it to stand on its own. Although Rebel Ridge maintains an air of ambiguity surrounding its main character's past, its opening arc hints that the central town's police force is making a mistake by messing with him. However, despite teasing that Terry Richmond can be as ruthless towards wrongdoers as Rambo and Reacher, Rebel Ridge portrays him as a disciplined man who avoids confrontation at all costs. He does not favor injustice, but attempts to navigate the corrupt landscape around him with restraint and strategic thinking. While Jack Reacher is also cerebral with his approach in the movies and the Amazon TV show, he is far less restrained in his use of force. His physical prowess is often portrayed as a tool he uses without hesitation. For Richmond, in contrast, physical confrontation is reserved as a last resort. Even when all hell breaks loose toward Rebel Ridge's ending arc and several police officers corner him with guns, he uses his fists and non-lethal weaponry to ensure he does not kill anyone.